Edward Evan Duncan Howard, September 12, 1914 – May 23, 1963, was an American vocalist and bandleader who was popular during the 1940s and 1950s. Early years. Eddy Howard was born in Woodland, California, and after attending San Jose State College from 1931 to 1933, studied medicine at Stanford University before dropping out to become a singer of romantic ballads on Los Angeles radio. Later he sang with bands led by Ben Burney and Dick Juergens. His hits with Juergens included My Last Goodbye and Careless, which became his theme career. Howard was a singer on a radio program on NBC in 1938. In 1939, Howard started his own band, and he was the regular vocalist on It Can Be Done, Edgar A. Guest's 1941 radio program on the Blue Network. From Wednesday to Friday, the first No. 1 single for Howard and his orchestra, To Each His Own, spent 5 non-consecutive weeks at the top of the U.S. pop chart in 1946. The song was a tie-in with the 1946 Paramount film, To Each His Own, which brought Academy Awards for Olivia de Havilland and screenwriter Charles Brackett. The recording by Howard was released by Majestic Records as catalog number 7188 and 1070. It first reached the Billboard chart on July 11, 1946 and spent a total of 19 weeks on the chart. The recording sold over 2 million copies by 1957, and was awarded a gold disc by the RIAA. Howard's orchestra was heard on The Gay Mrs. Featherston on NBC, April 18 to October 10, 1945, and on NBC's The Schieffer Parade, sponsored by Schieffer Pens. 302, September 14, 1947 – September 5, 1948. In 1949, Howard signed to Mercury Records. His popularity continued into the 1950s with tracks such as Maybe It's Because and It's No Sin, which became Howard's second No. 1 tune, sold over 1 million copies, and was awarded a gold disc. It was also a million-selling hit for the Four Aces. Howard's last hit was The Teenager's Waltz, which peaked at No. 90 on the Billboard Top 100 chart in 1955. In 1952–1953 he was heard on CBS on Thursday nights at 10:45 p.m. with further broadcasts on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. in 1955–1956. The rise of rock music led to a decline in Howard's popularity. In a change of roles, Howard was the host on Just for You, an hour-long variety program on NBC in 1954. The staff orchestra of WMAQ provided the music. 186 Howard's star rose again during the 1960s. As part of the revival of interest in big band music and old-time radio that was collectively called nostalgia in popular culture, Howard went into semi-retirement and his sometime saxophonist, vocalist bandleader Norman Lee, procured the rights to use the Eddy Howard Orchestra name and the band's arrangements. Lee and the orchestra became a dance band staple throughout the U.S. Midwest based out of Wichita, Kansas. They toured extensively and recorded on their own label, Marion Records. By the late 1960s, Lee dropped the Eddy Howard name and led the orchestra under his own moniker. Though several Howard standards remained featured in their repertoire, the organization dissolved in the wake of the murder of Lee and his wife by one of the band's former trumpet players on December 6, 1978. Recognition. Howard has a star in the recording section of the Hollywood Walk of Fame at 6724 Hollywood Boulevard. It was dedicated February 8, 1960. Death. Howard died in his sleep of a cerebral hemorrhage in May 1963. In Palm Desert, California. Aged 48. He was buried at Desert Memorial Park in Cathedral City, California. Discography. Singles. References. Bibliography. Who's Who in America. Volume 26. Chicago. A. N. Marquis Company. 1950. Assen BOOOGDEIKE. External links. The song remains. Eddy Howard. Eddy Howard Radio at Last FM. Eddy Howard singing To Each His Own. Ron Coons. January 24, 2006. Eddy Howard. Singer. Find a Grave. Retrieved June 30, 2011.